My people have walked miles under a burning sun for just a drop of water. Today, we drill deep into the earth to reclaim our dignity and end this thirst forever.
Imagine a land where the sun beats down relentlessly, baking the earth until it cracks like a shattered mirror. This is northern Burkina Faso in July 2025. The rivers once flowing with life have long since turned into dry, dusty beds in villages. Like Seno and Yaga, the struggle for water is a daily ordeal. Children, some as young as 6 or 7, walk incredible distances, 5 miles or more, just to fill a single plastic container known as a jerry can with water. This precious water is often dirty and unsafe to drink. In Congo, the scarcity is so extreme that a single liter of water can cost more than an entire meal. A heartbreaking reality for families already struggling to put food on the table. This severe water shortage is not a new challenge for Burkina Faso. For many years, the country has been caught in the grip of relentless droughts, wells that once provided water now dry up with alarming speed, leaving communities desperate. Rain, which is essential for life in this arid region, is a rare event. And even when it does fall, it's often not enough to replenish the depleted water sources. The international community has offered aid and made promises of help over the years. But much of this assistance has failed to bring lasting solutions. The water crisis in Burkina Faso isn't just a potential future threat. It's the harsh everyday reality for millions of people. They live with the constant fear of not having enough water to drink, to cook, or to grow food. Burkina Faso's fight against water scarcity spans several decades. It's a landlocked country, meaning it has no access to the ocean, and it lacks major rivers that could provide a consistent water supply. The geography itself presents a formidable challenge. What's more, the climate has worsened significantly. Over the past 20 years, rainfall across the country has decreased by more than 40%. This drastic reduction has had devastating consequences. In regions like Kaya, Gorom, and Tapoa, crops consistently fail due to lack of water, pushing families deeper into poverty and despair. Mothers heartbroken find their hopes for a better future for their children, buried in the same dry, unforgiving soil that consumes their harvests. Adding to this already dire situation is the presence of armed groups. These groups exploit the scarcity of water, fighting over the limited remaining sources. They don't hesitate to attack villages, steal water from ponds, and seize control of boreholes, deep wells, as if they were claiming territory. This further destabilizes communities and exacerbates the humanitarian crisis. A stark example of this occurred in May 2025, when 7 villages were completely abandoned because of these violent water conflicts. The United Nations describes this phenomenon as eco-fragility, highlighting how environmental degradation can fuel conflict. But for the people of Burkina Faso, it's a much more personal and immediate threat. They call it survival theft, a brutal struggle for the most basic necessity of life. In the midst of this overwhelming crisis, a new figure has emerged, offering a glimmer of hope. President Ibrahim Traore. He refuses to accept defeat in the face of such immense challenges. Instead of passively waiting for rain that may never come, or for foreign aid that has often proven ineffective, he looks to the very ground beneath his feet. In June 2025, President Traore launched what is arguably the most ambitious and transformative water project in Burkina Faso's history. His plan is audacious: to drill wells deeper than anyone has ever attempted before, some reaching an astonishing depth of 1,000 meters, over half a mile. These are not just ordinary wells. They represent a bold and direct challenge to the devastating effects of drought, the pervasive grip of poverty, and the long-standing dependency on external aid. President Traore's vision is crystal clear and unwavering. Water is not merely a basic need. It is a fundamental human right, and he is committed to bringing this right to his people, no matter the obstacles or the cost. This initiative is a testament to his determination to empower his nation and secure its future. For many years, the international community attempted to help Burkina Faso address its water crisis. Between 2010 and 2022, a substantial amount of money, over $180 million, was spent on various water relief projects. Foreign aid workers arrived with their detailed charts, advanced drones, and grand promises. They built shallow wells that quickly ran dry, constructed small dams that often collapsed, and installed plastic water tanks that were easily damaged or depleted. But by 2025, what remained of these efforts? The sad reality was evident. Collapsed dams in Goram, dry boreholes in Outland, and broken pumps rusting away in Bulsa. The grim sight of women still digging for water by hand under a scorching 45 degrees Celsius was a stark reminder of the aid's shortcomings. Why did these well-intentioned efforts largely fail? The fundamental problem was that the solutions were often designed in distant offices, far removed from the actual villages and the daily realities of the people they were meant to help. The aid initiatives often overlooked the unique characteristics of the land and, crucially, ignored the invaluable local knowledge of the people who live there. It wasn't primarily a technical problem of lacking engineering solutions. It was, at its core, a political one of failure to truly understand and involve the beneficiaries. In June 2025, a truly extraordinary event began to unfold in Kaya. Located in northern Burkina Faso, the very ground started to vibrate, not from the rumble of conflict, but from the powerful tremors of hope. Massive drilling rigs, symbols of a new era, began to tear through the dry, resistant Sahelian earth. President Traore himself was present, standing vigil, his boots covered in the fine red dust of his land. These rigs were embarking on an unprecedented task, drilling deeper than any previous attempts, with some wells reaching depths of up to 988 meters, nearly a kilometer, in places like Chibo. Their objective was to tap into ancient aquifers, vast, underground reservoirs of water that have been hidden for thousands of years, lying far beneath the surface. Remarkably, no international agency had ever dared to attempt such deep drilling before, because, from a purely commercial perspective, it wasn't considered profitable enough. But for Burkina Faso, where a staggering 70% of villages are entirely dependent on unreliable rainfall or existing wells that frequently run dry, doing nothing was simply not an option. It meant continued suffering and ultimately death. This new approach was born not out of profit motives, but out of an urgent need for survival and a commitment to self-determination. These innovative new wells are much more than just sources of water. They are fundamental building blocks for a future filled with possibility. Each well is a comprehensive system designed for long-term sustainability. They are equipped with solar panels that generate clean energy to power the water pumps, eliminating the need for expensive and unreliable fossil fuels. Protective fences are built around the well sites to safeguard the infrastructure. Crucially, each well is integrated with irrigation systems, allowing for efficient watering of crops and transforming barren land into fertile fields. With reliable access to water, villages are experiencing a profound transformation. They now have abundant water, not only for drinking, but also for growing food and even for making essential building materials like bricks. Schools can establish their own gardens, providing fresh produce for meals and offering practical lessons in agriculture. Local markets can operate for longer hours because people are no longer spending countless hours walking miles each day just to fetch water. These wells are laying the foundations for a better quality of life, directly combating poverty, reducing the need for families to flee their homes in search of water, and giving children the precious opportunity to stay in school and pursue an education This isn't merely an act of charity. It's an act of fundamental justice, empowering communities to thrive on their own terms. President Traore's water project extends far beyond mere engineering. It represents a powerful political statement and a radical shift in approach. For years, foreign aid initiatives often provided shallow wells and arguably shallow promises. Development plans were frequently formulated in distant, comfortable cities like Brussels, rather than in the very villages of Burkina Faso that desperately needed assistance. Crucially, the local population was rarely consulted about their actual needs, nor were they given a genuine stake in the projects being implemented. President Traore is fundamentally changing this paradigm. His wells are not built by foreign contractors. They are constructed by the skilled hands of Burkinabe citizens, ensuring local ownership and job creation. The objectives of this project are firmly focused on long-term, sustainable solutions, not quick fixes. And perhaps most importantly, the dignity associated with these achievements belongs entirely to the people of Burkina Faso. This represents a new and transformative kind of leadership, one that truly listens to the wisdom of the land and, more importantly, to the voices and needs of its own people. It's a powerful assertion of national sovereignty and self-reliance. The monumental task of drilling wells to such unprecedented depths is fraught with immense challenges. The powerful machines encounter incredibly hard granite rock formations, often under immense pressure and intense heat deep beneath the surface. In Dori, the drills spark and rumble with a sound like thunder, a testament to the immense forces at play. The drilling teams employ advanced, high-tech rotary drills equipped with smart sensors that guide them through the complex geological layers of the earth. Remarkably, the drill bits themselves, which are crucial for cutting through ancient rock, formed as long as 50 million years ago, are now being manufactured right there in Burkina Faso. Crews work tirelessly day and night, their efforts protected by dedicated security teams, as the work is not without risk. In April 2025, saboteurs attempted to halt the drilling operations near Arbenda, but their efforts were in vain. The drills continued to cut through the earth, undeterred. This entire undertaking is seen as a battle against the elements and against those who would hinder progress, and the workers are celebrated as true warriors in this vital fight. President Traore's comprehensive plan for water security is not solely focused on the impressive ultra-deep wells. It's a meticulously designed, multi-layered system that addresses water needs at every level. Smaller villages, for instance, are being equipped with traditional, more accessible wells. Schools are being outfitted with rainwater harvesting systems, collecting and storing precious rainfall for various uses. Farms are benefiting from micro-irrigation techniques, utilizing diverted runoff water efficiently to maximize crop yields with minimal waste. Every single drop of water is carefully planned, stored, and utilized with utmost wisdom and efficiency. Burkina Faso is, in effect, building its very first national water defense system, a strategic network designed to ensure water security across the country. And what makes this even more remarkable is that this entire ambitious undertaking is being accomplished without reliance on foreign contracts or external control. This serves as a powerful message to the world that advanced technology alone is insufficient. True success is forged through an unwavering combination of courage, determination, and self-reliance. Burkina Faso is blessed with an abundance of sunlight, receiving over 3,200 hours of sunshine each year. President Traore's engineers recognized this natural gift and ingeniously incorporated it into their water strategy. They are installing solar panels next to the new wells to provide the necessary power for the water pumps. This eliminates the need for expensive and polluting diesel fuel, unreliable electric grids, or vulnerable power cables that could be stolen or damaged. By May 2025, An impressive 164 solar-powered pumps had been successfully installed in the Center Nord and Sahel regions, two of the areas most affected by water scarcity. These pumps are now collectively producing over 12,000 cubic meters of water daily, a consistent supply of clean, reliable, and free water. Villages no longer have to endure anxious waits for water deliveries from trucks. Farmers can now irrigate their crops year-round, leading to increased food production. Clinics have access to a constant supply of clean water, which is vital for sanitation and for saving lives. The sun, once a symbol of the harsh conditions, has now become a powerful ally in Burkina Faso's journey towards water independence. The impact of these new wells on the lives of ordinary Burkinabe citizens is profound and transformative. In Yako, a particularly heartwarming change has occurred. Girls who previously spent hours each day walking long distances to fetch water are now able to attend school. In a remarkable statistic, school attendance for girls in Yako increased by a significant 22% in just 3 months, demonstrating the immediate and tangible benefits of water access on education. In Kongusi, farmers are now able to grow enough tomatoes, not only for their own consumption, but also to sell the surplus in the capital city, Ouagadougou, boosting local economies. The availability of clean water has also led to a noticeable drop in waterborne illnesses, which historically plagued communities and caused widespread suffering. These changes are not just about ensuring basic survival. They are about enabling communities to truly thrive. Villages are actively building a brighter future, establishing new schools, expanding local markets, and creating new job opportunities. The water has changed, but more importantly, the people themselves, empowered by this newfound resource, have changed too. They are more hopeful, more self-reliant, and more resilient. In June 2025, near the town of Dori, a momentous event unfolded. A drill successfully struck water at an impressive depth of 800 meters. Villagers gathered, their faces etched with a mix of anticipation and disbelief, to witness this extraordinary moment. This achievement was more than just an engineering feat. It was a profound national awakening. Burkina Faso, a nation often characterized as a land of scarcity, was proving to the world and to itself that it possesses the ingenuity and determination to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. To date, over 312 ultra-deep wells, ranging in depth from 350 to an astonishing 1,000 meters, have been completed across the country. Each one of these wells is a powerful declaration. We will not beg for our survival. We will create our own. Neighboring countries in the Sahel region, such as Mali, Niger, and Chad, are closely observing Burkina Faso's remarkable progress. They are sending teams to study this innovative model, seeking to replicate its success. What they are witnessing is not merely the flow of water, but a fundamental shift in mindset, a new way of thinking about development, self-reliance, and national dignity. The arrival of water brings with it much more than just hydration. It ushers in a cascade of economic growth and opportunity. In pilot areas, the yields of staple crops like sorghum and millet are tripling, significantly improving food security and livelihoods. Cotton fields, once parched and barren, are green again, and there are ambitious plans to establish local textile factories, creating jobs and adding value to agricultural products. Local cooperatives are emerging, producing goods like soap, juice, and flour, fostering local entrepreneurship and economic diversification. Looking ahead, Burkina Faso plans to open a solar-powered data center in Bobo Dioulasso next year, further demonstrating its commitment to technological advancement. It's clear that when water flows, it acts as a catalyst for other essential developments, electricity, jobs, and countless opportunities. Even nature itself is showing signs of healing, with less pressure on natural rivers and lakes. Fish populations are recovering, and birds are returning to their habitats. This is not an accidental improvement. It is a carefully planned and executed recovery, demonstrating the interconnectedness of water security, economic development, and environmental restoration. Despite the incredible progress, the work is not without its dangers. Armed groups continue to pose a threat, particularly in the eastern regions, attempting to destroy wells and pumps vital infrastructure that represents hope and progress. However, communities are not passive victims. They are actively fighting back, protecting their water sources with fierce determination, treating them as their most precious possessions, because indeed, they are. Young people from the villages are being trained and paid by the government